Hi, my name is Deleepa and I'm a co-founder here at Corzent. I work as a technical lead and my expertise are in .NET, Angular and Azure. So I think I will go back to my current project that I'm working on. I've had several situations where I've felt this impact on people's life in the past, but I think especially in the current project, I've really felt this. So we work in the PropTech industry. We build technology solutions for PropTech. So that's technology around properties. That's where we build our solutions around these days. Something that I've really I felt that we've had a positive impact on was one of the tools that we built really helped one of the companies improve their productivity in terms of how they allocate resources to work maintenance on property. So how they allocate electricians, plumbers, and so on. So I saw direct feedback that our product owners had got saying your product has improved productivity by this much. And that was really profound for me. Like something that me and my team built had this impact in the real world. That was quite profound. I think that would be one of the most profound impacts that I've seen in my work. A pivotal point in my career and in my life, I would say, is the point at which someone, like a colleague of mine in the past, introduced me to this book called The Lean Startup by Eric Ries. That was a huge turning point for me. That is when I realized the way that we were building software this entire time was so wrong, and how much of focus we should put on our end users and the amount of value that we should always be trying to deliver to our end users. And I think that was the point at which I honestly shifted from a regular software engineer to a person that was interested in entrepreneurship, interested in building a company and building a company that builds good products. I think that was a huge turning point for me. For anyone out there, I would recommend reading this book. Once again, it's The Lean Startup by Eric Ries. It's an amazing book. So for me, that was a place where I actually turned my life around. And I don't think I would be sitting in this chair talking to you like this if I never came across that book. So yeah, that was a huge turning point for me. Out of everything that's going on in the world right now and all the different technologies that's coming out in the world right now, I think the biggest thing, I think a lot of people in my position would probably go for something like generative AI or LLMs or something like that. But I think for me, I'm personally very excited about what's happening in the VR and AR space. So that's virtual reality and augmented reality. And something that I was thinking about was imagine what a no-code platform on virtual reality would look like. Just swiping around blocks and you put them together and all of a sudden you have a working system. For me, something like that is such like next level, like how much that would democratize the process of building software and how many more people would be able to get into building software. That for me is just something that I'm very excited about. I think once we reach that stage in that technology, I think it would be amazing. It's a very good question. Common pitfalls. I'm always falling in pits. I think even at this stage. So I think it's inevitable. We will always make mistakes. We'll always fail. As a characteristic or as a personality trait that you should build up as a developer, I think first of all, never be afraid to fail. Never be afraid to experiment, to try out something new, to try out a new technology and see how it works. It doesn't have to be in your work environment. Do something on your own. Test things out. You've seen in movies, like with Iron Man and everything, he's like Tony Stark. He's always playing around with his little toys. Bruce Wayne in his garage, tinkering around. I think that's the kind of mentality that we should have as developers. Always be looking for the next thing, be experimenting, try something new. and never be the person in your group or company or team or wherever it is that becomes the person that's outdated. Never become the person that doesn't know what the new technologies are. Never become that person. So as soon as you become that person, I think you're done as a developer. So don't ever do that to yourself. Always be on the cutting edge. Figure out how you're going to get your new sources, how you're going to find time to experiment, and just keep doing that. Just keep these images in your mind. The Bruce Waynes, the Tony Starks, these guys. And that's the best thing that I can leave you with. So that's a tough one. I think I'm going to go with Angular, just because I'm very biased towards Angular, because I've been working with it for the past 2 years and doing some complex work around Angular for the past 2 years. So I'm going to go with Angular. Okay, I think this is something people tease me about, but I think Blazor coming out of .NET is something that I'm very excited about, and I think will change a little bit the way that we work with front end, especially on web. So I think I'm very excited about Blazor and where Blazor is going. And Azure service I can't live without. I think I'm going to go with app services. the only maybe app services and maybe SQL, but since you asked for one thing, I think I would say app services, because like all applications run on app services, so I cannot live without it. So yeah. I'm a tabs person. I'm not going to be smashing that space button like a lunatic. I'm a tabs person.